Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Hey there, EV enthusiasts. Welcome to ElectroDrive News. I'm your host today. If you're anything like me, you're probably wondering what's going on with electric vehicles in America right now. Well, it turns out that interest in EVs has leveled off somewhat, according to a recent Gallup poll. Let's dive into the numbers. So, when we look at who's interested in buying an EV, we see that only 3% of adults surveyed actually own one, while 47% said they wouldn't consider buying one. But here's the interesting part. Interest in owning an EV has been relatively stable over the past few years, with a slight decrease compared to last year. Now you might be thinking, what about hybrids? Are they still the way to go? Well, it turns out that 65% of adults either own one or are open to buying one. That's a pretty big difference from EVs, which only had 40% showing interest in owning one. And get this, the total percentage of potential hybrid buyers is actually higher than the total percentage of potential EV buyers. But what about specific demographics? Gallup found that Democrats, liberals, young adults, college graduates, and West Coast residents were previously the most likely to be interested in EVs. However, these groups have all seen a decline except for liberals, who are still the most enthusiastic about EVs. Interestingly, household income also plays a role here. Those making less than $50,000 saw a 9% decline in interest in EVs, while those making over $100,000 actually saw a drop of 9%. That's right, folks. It looks like making more money doesn't necessarily mean you're more interested in EVs. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this the end of the electric vehicle revolution? Not so fast. According to Nancy Dunham, principal analyst at Ward's Auto, polled interest doesn't always line up with sales figures. In fact, the overall EV market share has actually increased to 9.3% in March 2025. That's right, the EV market is maturing, not retreating, and it looks like we can expect things to stay stable for now. So, while interest in EVs may have leveled off, there's still plenty of excitement around these incredible vehicles. Thanks for joining me on ElectroDrive News today.